What makes a great vocal? Now that is an interesting and loaded question. It used to be two things. It used to be, number one, the melody, first and foremost, because that's what gets stuck in people's heads and that's what they carry around with them. Number two, it used to be the performance. So the actual delivering of that great melody. However, as most of you know by now, I'm sure, every vocal that you have listened to for well over a decade now, it's been tuned. So using auto-tune or Melodyne to correct the pitch, to correct the rhythm, any kind of subtle nuances tend to get flatlined, so they're just like ironed out, leaving very little character left in a vocal recording. Obviously this is not in all genres, but most popular music subgenres rely heavily on heavy tuning, which means you get what I like to call the robot voice. And it doesn't matter if you like it or not. I feel like it has a place. You know, we did a song last year with an artist, and the intro really wanted that kind of robot voice vibe because it was a super dancey song. So we did that, but then we kind of didn't do that for the rest of the song to create that balance, and in moderation, used as an effect, it's super cool. Technology is allowing us to create sounds that we couldn't create before. So to have a robot voice is, you know, as a temporary effect somewhere in the song, it's cool. But the problem is, you know, put on the new releases playlist on Spotify every Friday and flick through those songs, and every song has Melodyne to the max, which means that the unique characteristics that make each person's voice sound different, those have all been pretty much ironed out and lost, and you end up with everyone literally sounding the same. So you know, all that timbre and vocal nuance, like when a friend calls you up on the phone and you pick up, and all they have to do is say hello and you know who they are, right? Just by that, the two syllables, and based on the timbre, the unique characteristics of their voice, you know who they are. So it's really sad that that's pretty much a thing of the past in most pop music. Everyone is all the vocal recordings are so heavily processed that you can't really distinguish between different singers. Performance is pretty much out of the picture now because of Melodyning, which brings us back to the first thing, a great vocal melody. So in pop music now, all we really have to make a great vocal is a great melody. So we have to rely pretty much exclusively on the actual vocal melody, which in the industry is called the vocal line. So we have to rely almost exclusively on a great vocal line to get a great vocal. The one last thing, I'm not bad mouthing Melodyne, because I think something that's really cool is that it allows musicians and amateur singers, you know, who learn about songwriting and how to compose vocal melodies, it allows people like that to actually record vocals themselves. So if you're a producer or a songwriter, but not a performer, back in the day before Melodyne and Autotune, you had to hire a session singer to sing your vocal melodies that you wrote and your lyrics that you wrote. So what's awesome now is that people that are taking the time to compose great vocal melodies and write great lyrics, they can actually sing those themselves, because when you sing your own vocal melody and your own lyrics, it's going to come from the heart. When someone else sings it, it can't come from their heart because they didn't write it. So don't sing melodies that you didn't write, and don't sing lyrics that you didn't write. And thinking of that, it is really great that Melodyne can allow people that aren't great singers to still record their own vocals. So there's lots of benefits to the auto-tune era that we're living in, and we also must appreciate the downside. It is sad that every vocal in every song sounds the same now, but there you have it. So speaking of sounding the same, if you take 1,000 singers and you play a chord progression to them and you say, please, 1,000 singers, I want every one of you to sing one note over even just the first chord. Take one. Let's simplify the experiment. One chord, 1,000 singers, one note. Sing one note over this chord. 999 singers are going to sing harmonic notes, right? So they're going to sing the 1, the 3, or the 5. So they're going to sing a note that's already in the chord. So what's happening is the ear is hearing these 3 notes played together as a chord, and the ear will always guide the voice to fit in to that chord by singing one of the notes that are already there. So what happens is whenever you rely on your ear to make a vocal melody, your ear turns into your worst enemy, because it's going to keep tricking you into singing notes that are already there. It's going to keep tricking you into singing those harmonic notes. So you're going to end up with not only a boring vocal line, but you're going to end up with a vocal line that is very similar to what the other 999 singers are going to sing over that chord progression. And that sums up pop music. Everyone is making vocal melodies by ear, so what's happening is all the vocal melodies are sounding the same because they're all based on harmonic notes. So every Friday when I flick through all the new releases, it is shocking how few non-harmonic notes I hear in vocal lines. So non-harmonic notes are the notes that are not in the chord, and that is what that 1 out of 1,000 singers is going to sing. So you'll play a chord like C major, right? C, E, G, and that 1 out of 1,000 singers, they're going to sing a D. They're going to sing like a second note over that chord. So you're playing 1, 3, 5, and they're going to sing a 2, or they might sing a 4 or a 6 or a 7, any of the non-harmonic notes. And that singer is the singer that is truly expressing what they want to express. they're not just being tricked by their ear to sing what's already there. So that's what I'm going to teach you, how to rebel against your ears. Hopefully most of you have two ears, and if you do, I'm going to teach you how to rebel against both of them, and write a great vocal melody.